And just like that, we back with part two. The whole Japanese fiasco. But anyway, let's keep on moving. All right.
This morning's train derailment near Anacortes. The Unified Command consists of the EPA, the Washington Department of Ecology, Burlington Northern Santa Fe, Skagit County Emergency Management, and the Swinomish Indian Tribal Community. I'm about to introduce each of our speakers, everybody who is participating in the cleanup here. First, we have Earl Cowan, who's the Chief of Police for the Swinomish Police Department. Mike Sibley, who's the Federal On-Scene Coordinator for the...
All right, Mike is in the mist right here. That's Mike. Is that what that is? Let me see when they're going to get to Mike. Oh, they got to Mike before everybody. Let me see.
Sibley, the Federal On-Scene Coordinator.
All right, let me see.
This morning, we transitioned over to BNSF and their contractors, and they've been doing fine work behind us here. So that's where we are currently, and I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to Mike Sibley, the Federal On-Scene Coordinator.
All right, Mike. What does Mike have in here?
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Mike Sibley, Federal On-Scene Coordinator for the EPA. I'm representing the lead agency in this response. We had about 2,500 gallons spill of soil from one of the locomotives, and so our priority right now is to remove that contaminated soil and then test the area to make sure we removed all of it.
What a joke. 5,000 gallons of diesel. Those things keep derail, okay? I don't know where those people are getting this thing. It's called Earth. Anyway, I'm not going to go into the whole thing. Earth is like a massive filter. You can literally bury everything on this Earth. You will just do nothing to it. Don't come after me, man.
15 minutos de agua. 15 minutos de agua aquí armado en la 300. 15 minutos de agua.
Okay, that was the Dominican Republic, and then this thing went in Haiti. This is the part of the Dominican Republic they really don't want you to see. You know? Okay, that's like that's a hurricane or some kind of cyclones that came in. No one didn't know anything. It just came in, and that guy is still riding his bike. You know. But anyway, let's move to the next video. Oops. Okay. When this happened 2 days ago. Okay, stop right there. Stop. Ooh. See that black car over there? Damn. Is it the truck or is it the car? Ah, it's the truck. Yeah, that guy's lucky. Only hit the stuff. Come on, man. They could have already this guy. I think they work for the city. They could have already called the police over there, called the train, and tell them to slow down. But hey, damn, that's oof. Let's try slow motion. Crazy. Let's keep on moving, man. Oh boy, Floridian, man.
The victims had backed apparently into this guy's driveway. He was not happy about it.
Flagler County Sheriff's investigators say Terry Vetch was so unhappy that a vehicle briefly backed into his driveway in the W section of Palm Coast. He charged out of his house to confront the driver, who was now across the street. Vetch's own home surveillance captured it all.
We've seen many, many times where the anger gets a hold of somebody and they lose control about what they're supposed to do. The unfortunate thing is sometimes that ends in death.
Investigators say the driver's passenger, who was knocking at a friend's door, heard the commotion and came back, which is where things escalated. Suspect Vetch told deputies she was the aggressor.
She's coming clear across into my yard, okay, into my face. Okay. And in a threatening manner.
But deputies say the surveillance shows something else. Though the female walked toward the suspect, deputies say she was never actually on the suspect's property. Instead, they say Vetch went toward her, pulled a gun out of his pocket, and pointed it at her head. Investigators say the suspect told them when he first saw that vehicle backing into his driveway, he acted because he says he thought it was someone else, a neighbor he's had troubles with in the past. But it wasn't that neighbor, and investigators say by the time the enraged homeowner came outside, the vehicle was gone, the driver pulling forward to the correct property across the street.
We ask that people just don't engage each other when they're in that kind of state of mind, because it never ends very well.
Luckily, no one was hurt. Vetch charged with aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. In Flagler County, Claire Metz, WESH 2 News.
That's what those people do, man. You know, somebody backing into their driveway, and that's it. You deserve to die. You know, why'd you back in my driveway? I have a house. That's my property. You know, get off my property. I own this property. I got gun too, coming over there in my face with the threatened manner. You know, I'm gonna shoot you. You know, so great glory. I don't know those people, but that's what it is, man. Florida. Great place to live, man. Great place to live.
Good evening and welcome to ABC Action News at 5. I'm Jameson Euler.
And I'm Wendy Ryan. Thank you for joining us. Citizens Property Insurance is proposing an average 14% increase on all personal lines of policies. That means homeowners, condo owners, mobile homeowners, and renters. Remember, Citizens is the last resort property insurance provider in the state, and only those who are left with no other affordable options can sign up.
ABC Action News in-depth reporter Stasi Almos has been covering the property insurance crisis for months now. She joins us in the studio with what this means for homeowners right here in the Bay Area. Stasi?
Well, guys, right now, Citizens is supposed to be the last resort option here, but I've been covering this issue for almost 2 years, and again, people tell me it's their only option. And here's why. Nearly a dozen private companies have gone insolvent in the last couple years, they claim, due to outrageous lawsuit costs. Dozens more have pulled out of the state or stopped writing new business, and overall, rates. Homeowners are seeing their insurance costs double, even triple, as companies try to pay their expenses. So yes,
that's what happened. And when we told those people, when the hurricane keep doing the damages and a bunch of things are happening, and people were like, well, the insurance are doing this, the insurance owners are doing this, or the homeowners are doing this so they can get insurance money. Get out of here, man. Get out of here. You think somebody that own a house that costs $3 million will burn it or will literally manipulate the weather? Okay, well, let me just clarify something here. A lot of people are new here, and we welcome you. Thank you for being in the midst. Over here, we don't believe the so-called Gentiles or the wicked, the 83 or the people that are in power can control the weather. They can't. They do not have this type of power. No, they have this type of technology. Okay? Every work that you're seeing out there is not the so-called Gentiles doing this. They don't have that power. It is the mighty one and our people doing this. It is our prayers. Okay? Those people can do these things. If you ever heard somebody say the so-called Bill Gates or elites have things they can control the weather, tell them it's a lie. You know, they can't. If they had a thing that could control the weather, they would have destroyed the hood a long time ago. Yet this thing is happening in their neighborhood, and the people that are wealthy, and then now those insurance companies don't want to cover them because, hey, things are too much.
Citizens now has a record number of policies. Prior to 2020, they averaged about 400,000 policies. Today, they tell me about 1.3 million. One of those is Inda Stagg.
Citizens was my only option. No one else would touch me.
Inda Staggs lives in a quaint 1926 home in St. Petersburg.
I moved here in 2018. The insurance it doubled by 2020.
She says it went from about $3,000 to $6,000. And last year,
they told me my insurance was going to go up to almost $13,000, which was crazy.
She says the next insurance company she got dropped her within 1 month. And the only option left was Citizens.
$4,555 a year for my 1,100 square foot home.
A third of what her insurance would have been with her first insurer, but still 3 times the amount she was paying in Virginia in 2018.
I have nightmares about the insurance here.
And the nightmares are getting worse.
I'm very concerned about what's going to happen this year because I know it's going to go up maybe 15%. And I got a notice that said if another company offers you within 20%, then you have to take it.
New legislation passed in the second special session on property insurance last year makes a homeowner ineligible for Citizens if another company offers to take their policy at a rate within 20% of Citizens. It also requires all Citizens homeowners to get supplemental flood insurance, no matter their flood zone. And now the state-regulated company is asking the Office of Insurance Regulation for an average 14% rate increase.
Citizens is incredibly inexpensive. They don't want to write any business, but they're taking on a huge amount of risk. So it puts the policyholders at risk. It puts the citizens of in the state of Florida at risk.
Tampa Bay insurance agent Mike Puffer says he's writing almost.
What's the name of this dude again? Write his name in chart or comment board and tell the nation who's in the midst. Let's play this again.
Rate increase.
Citizens is incredibly inexpensive. They don't want to write any business, but they're taking on a huge amount of risk. So it puts the policyholders at risk. It puts the citizens of in the state of Florida at risk.
Tampa Bay insurance agent Mike Puffer says he's writing almost all of his new business with Citizens. The others have homes valued above Citizens' max of $700,000.
Even what we're seeing when we have to endorse a lot of the policies or write flood policies, it's still cheaper than if they were to just buy a standalone policy through the private market.
According to Citizens, an analysis of homeowners' rates in 2022 found their average premium was 44% below premiums charged by 9 private companies in the state. Looking at their latest data from the end of March, Citizens has about 1.3 million policies, with nearly $3.9 million from premiums and surcharges, compared to $502 million in total exposure, meaning the amount of everything they are insuring.
If I'm considering leaving because of the insurance, I honestly don't know what.
Look at her house number, 630. You know what to do. You lack, man. Number 9.
People who have less than I do, what they're doing. This is not the United States. It's Florida.
Oh, yes.
So again,
yes. When you people were redlining our peoples, man, when you are doing all sort of things to us and we couldn't say things like that, people will tell our people, pull yourself by the bootstrap, get a better job, or you can't live in this neighborhood, so move away. If you can pay this $4,000, $5,000, $6,000 insurance, move away. So, hey, no, this is not United States, this is Florida. You got that right.
Teenager confesses to killing her dad when she was only 7 years old.
The dead man's wife is currently charged with his murder. Fox 35's Chris Lindsay is joining us live here in the studio tonight. So, Chris, the attorney for the wife says the real story is now coming out.
Yes, well, back in 2018, police discovered Michael Shaver's body buried on Lori Shaver's property. He was killed 3 years earlier in 2015. Lori's defense team tells me she was keeping her daughter's secret, but now they want the truth told.
A new twist in a murder case. Attorneys for Lori Shaver, who was charged with shooting and killing her husband, Michael, in 2015, now claim the couple's daughter pulled the trigger.
She relayed to me, you know, in extreme detail what had happened between her.
He wants the judge to
Anyway, Michael is always in the mess. Michael got shot in the head, man, by a 7-year-old boy. Wow. Woo. Crazy. Let's see what happened.
Consider his stance after new documents say the daughter confessed to killing Michael Shaver. She was 7 years old at the time of the murder.
I didn't see anything in this child to indicate to me that this child was being dishonest.
The attorney tells me Michael Shaver showed up to the house and began attacking Lori. It was then, he says, when the little girl went to grab a gun and shot Michael in the head.
I filed a motion to ask the court to have an expert appointed to evaluate the child, to see that the child is testified truthfully, honestly, and that there's no tampering with the child.
The defense wants the now teenager to testify.
I think the court is stepping on the defendant's due process rights.
I spoke with Dr. Pogos Vaskanian. He's a board-certified psychiatrist.
Children may make confessions even if they did not do it.
He has no connection to the case. However, he tells me the evaluation isn't as simple as it sounds. Not only is it hard to prove what children knew or were feeling at the time of an incident, it's also hard to determine they know the gravity of the situation.
Do children understand consequences of their behavior in the same manner as adults do? No.
I was supposed to start earlier, but it was pushed back. Wiggs is hopeful it will start by the...
Crazy, man. Michael is in the mess. 7 years old. You kill your own father. And you've been living 8 years with that thing in your mind. That's why a lot of them are effed up, man. This isn't happening for the first time. You have people walking around, adults. They murdered people when they were teenagers or children. Yeah. You got a bunch of people that are working in your place. They are in your family. They work with you. You shake hands with them. You lie down with those people. They are murderers. They kill people when they are children. Or they cause people to die. And they feel no remorse. And they will tell you straight, I ain't my fault, man. I ain't my fault. He or she said this to me, or she was like running her mouth, so I murdered her. Yeah, some people are cold-blooded, son. Crazy. Crazy.
Well, right now we're learning new details about a bizarre and scary sequence of events today playing out in Butts County. Now, this happened around 11 o'clock this morning at a home along Bonnie's Way that's just west of the city of Jackson. The Butts County Sheriff Gary Long telling 11 Alive that a man showed up at the home of his ex-girlfriend armed with a gun. We're told that he broke into the home and found his girlfriend, his ex, I should say, in bed with another guy. The suspect then fired a shot, hitting that new boyfriend of his ex in the head. He then ran away. Sheriff Long says it took a couple of hours to track down the suspect, but they got him thanks to technology.
We've got cameras all over the county now, flock cameras, and then we've got this neighborhood. You got people all throughout this neighborhood with cameras. So our investigators, through the investigation, was able to recover surveillance footage from neighbors. So this case will get moved really quick.
We don't have an update on the victim at this hour. The sheriff says that the victim was alert, though, in talking, so that is some good news. We're told there were children inside the home when the shooting went down, but they were not hit. As you can imagine, they're probably very shaken up tonight.
Yep, crazy things. And ex-boyfriend came in, so the ex with the new, and then shot that guy in the head. Shot the fellow in the head, man. Shot that guy. For what? You were sleeping with my ex. What is this?
Warning.
You know, and you people make all the laws, you make all the rules, and I didn't even hear about this thing, but this is a very unfortunate thing that happened here, and you got all those people killed and murdered like that, you know, and I don't know, maybe I made a story about this, I don't remember because so much is going on.
Rieta, Kaylee Olivas, Oklahoma's News 4.
Okay, let me see the faces. All right. Brittany Brewer, Ivy Webster, Tiffany Guess, Michael is in the mix, and Mayo White. Michael is always in the mix, man. You didn't see this. Riley Allen, Holly Guess. Okay, 5 girls and 1 boy. They were murdered. What happened? Ah, boy. What's the name of the place? Let's see what happened, because Oklahoma and Riata Holmes murder. Oh, no, wait. That's boy. Not Rihanna. Oklahoma and Riata Holmes Farms murder. Okay, Indiana. Henrietta. Is that what that is? I guess. Okay. Let me see what's happening here. I didn't hear anything about that. I don't know. Maybe you guys did, but I didn't hear anything. But anyway, let's keep on moving. So now we know why. We know why he did this. This was released a month ago. Okay, now we know why he did that. And this is gonna be a little bit uncomfortable for a lot of people, especially in our nation, but it needs. Okay, so you got this guy right there. Okay, he's a convicted rapist, sex offender. Okay? And wouldn't you believe it? Those are the men a lot of mothers need out there around their children. She know that guy was a convicted rapist, sex offender, and they will bring those men in the house with their young daughters, with their young son, and that's what they want. It's, beloved, I'm not saying this as a joke. This is a fantasy. I read certain things people post on Reddit or quote, and especially on Reddit. I read story where people get things done to them, violent things, and they enjoy it. And they say they don't feel any remorse against this person because it's a fantasy of them. Okay, you got like that. That's why there is an extreme or a massive amount of filth that portray this type of behavior, okay, where those are the 83. That's what they do when they film. And instead of filming this thing where men and women get engaged and then they film it and sell it, no, they show how this man, kidnapped this woman, and then this woman is fighting and stuff like that. That's how they get the rocks off, both men and women. And you got this thing, it is very prevalent in the black community. You got a bunch of broken women specifically looking for child molester, rapists, and convicted murderers, and they will bring them in the house near to their children. I'm not making this up. This thing is all over the news. Now, they just find out that this 14-year-old girl was sexually assaulted. Okay, which means that he probably, something happened, and then they caught him, or he tried to force them, and something happened, and then, the kids were spending the night, probably wake up in the middle of the night, try to do something, I don't know. And he got caught, he freaked out, took the gun, and killed everybody, and killed himself, because he know he messed up. Okay? You got women out there, dog. That's what they want. They actually look for things like that. But I'm not saying that they don't know, or by accident, or they find out, they say, you know what, I have kids and thank you very much, I'll take. No, it's something like that. They are looking because they have this fantasy, because they think it's cute. This isn't cute, man. This isn't cute. The guy, he took out the whole family. Okay, took like 6 people and himself. He took the mother, okay, the daughter, the son, and those 3 friends that came in to spend the night. Took all of them out. That's why if you have a 14-year-old girl, 14-year-old boy, you don't let them go to other people's house and spend the night, man. This is old school, son. Things like that, the internet, this is judgment time, man. You don't let your kids go to people's house like this. spent night, man, especially with those broken women. It's not like she didn't know this dude was a rapist, convicted a molester, registered child molester, or registered molester, or whatever that is, man. Okay, and believe me, brethren, you have people like that. And when I was reading the story, I'm like, there's no way this thing is real. Those people are fantasized. But through deep research and meditation, and I realized it's not a, what they call this thing, it's not a mental issue or mental illness. Some people are actually like that. They're looking for people that can actually do stuff to their children. They get off on this stuff. Terrible things, man. But anyway, I didn't know what happened. And hey, judgment is in the midst. That's, of course, we know Michael in the midst, man, and all those things. And whew, this is heavy. Wow, let's keep on moving, man. And of course, this is plague number 9. The plague number 5, by the sword, and number 9, of course, execution by the sword. Okay, all those things. This story is somewhat symbolic. Okay, let me let the whole thing play.
4 children have been found alive more than a month after their plane crashed in Colombia's Amazon jungle.
The siblings, aged between 1 and 13, were on board the plane with their mother and 2 pilots who died. Simon Jones has this report.
Airlifted to safety from the jungle after a story of survival against the odds. These pictures, released by the Colombian president, were the first confirmation that the 4 rescued children wrapped in foil blankets were alive. They were found by the military after a huge and long search, the children forced to fend for themselves for more than 5 weeks.
Together, the military forces and the indigenous communities that helped with the search efforts found the children after 40 days. They were on their own. They are an example of survival that will go down in history. Today, those children are the children of peace and the children of Colombia.
Hundreds of soldiers had been involved in the desperate hunt for the children, aged 13, 9, 4 and 1. A recorded message was played from the air, instructing them, if they heard it, to stay still and wait for help. They had been missing since the start of May, when the plane they were in crashed. The bodies of the children's mother, the pilot and the co-pilot were found. But there was hope the children were still alive after items left behind by them, including a drinking bottle and half-eaten fruit, were found. The children belong to the Witoto indigenous group. It's thought their knowledge of fruits and jungle survival skills helped keep them safe. Their family can scarcely believe this moment has come.
We are happy because until now we couldn't sleep, couldn't be happy, couldn't talk. For us, the situation was like being in the dark, living for the sake of living, because the hope of finding them kept us alive. When we found the children, we felt joy. We don't know what to do, but we are grateful to God.
The children have been flown to the capital, Bogota, for a full medical assessment. They are weak, they are tired, but their rescuers are calling this a magical day. Simon Jones, BBC.
Okay, so you got 4 kids in the wilderness for 40 days, and they all survive. This is beautiful, man. This is beautiful. I mean, all those terrible news, even though they're happening to 83, but man, that's kind of like a good news because it's related to us, okay? Now, the 4 children represented the 4 quarters of the earth where our people are scattered, and we are in the wilderness. And for 40 days, of course, the number 40 days or the sequence 40 days is very religious, or it's very spiritual for us, for 40 days fast and all that. And those children survive in this jungle. Of course, if you watch the first video and when we were doing this, we said they are alive. If they left the plane, if you don't see them, they are alive. They know what, well, they shouldn't left the plane. If something like that happened, they should stay by the plane because the plane have a black box or whatever it was. They should have stayed there until help come, but They left, and the Aborigine in the area, I believe they helped them or something, but those kids were protected. Okay, 40 days you eat fruits and other things, that stuff. That symbolized our people 40 days on the earth. We were protected by the 4 elements: fire, water, wind, and earth. And the 4 angels protect us. And after these 40 days, and the chariot came in and landed and picked us up. And then we go to the hospital, get treatment, and after that, we're going to enjoy our stuff, our life. But our parents die, which means our ancestors, they die, and the people that were with them die. But we survive, and we are in the wilderness. We survive. We've been surviving. So, we got probably a day or two before not a day or two. The 40 days over. We got hours or even like minutes for the chariot to land and say, "Hey, let's get in. Let's get your kids to the hospital," and things like that. So that's symbolic right there. Oh boy, it's already 11:42 p.m. right here. So this guy, this truck was passing on to him by his mother in 1991. I believe in the 90s, and then he was planning to pass it to his children. It's done. Gone. That's it. It's symbolic to, it's analogous to the Gentiles. They inherited this blessing or this land from their fathers, and then they were going to pass it on to their children, and look what happened. Nah. In the 90s, when that thing was going on in our neighborhood, people say, pick yourself by the bootstrap. Clinton was in the midst, more prison, more money for the police, 10,000 more police, and more tough on crime. Now your own people are doing.
A brush fire continues to rage in southwest Miami-Dade, run off US 1, and more than 1,000 acres have burned in the last 24 hours. In Local 10's Leanne Motorhone is live now on the ground with the latest on this firefight tonight. Leanne.
And I just got an update from the Florida Forest Service. They say that this fire is at 30% containment. Just behind me, you can see the smoke that continues to rise here. We are off of the northbound lanes. On the opposite side there are the southbound lanes of US 1. And right there you can see that smoke, that haze that's rising. Just about an hour ago, that smoke and fire was right beside us. You can see it's further in the distance now showing.
Anyway, that's in Florida. They got wildfire now. Well, they've been having it for quite some time. And this is the technology, okay? Helicopter with a bucket stuck under it. And then they just, fly around and driving water into this. They cannot control the weather and tell the weather, hey, go over there and then rain and take this thing out. Or if they will come and say, fire, stop. They can't do that because they don't have the power to do these things. Don't listen to those people like they have weather technology, manipulation, none of this garbage. All right, then, let's see what's going on in here. Oh, that's that fiasco that happened at MS in San Francisco.
ABC 7 Live Breaking News.
Good evening, I'm Amma Dates.
And I'm Dan Ashley. Thanks for joining us. The breaking news is in San Francisco. At least 5 people are injured following a shooting tonight near 24th Street and Treat Avenue. That's in the Mission District. It happened about 90 minutes ago.
ABC 7 News reporter Tim Johns is at the scene, joins us now live. Tim, what can you tell us?
Yeah, Dan, Alma, this is still a very active scene, as you can see behind me here, and there is still a lot of news still developing. Now, some of what we have confirmed is that SFPD says at least 5 people were shot just after 9 p.m. this evening. Now, when officers arrived on scene, they found several people with gunshot wounds who were transported to SF General. I also just spoke with an aide to Supervisor Hillary Ronan. He lives in this area just a few blocks away. He tells me he was with his newborn child when he heard the gunshots and then the sirens go by. He tells me one of those victims is currently in the hospital, in surgery in the hospital, I should say, and others are being treated with non-life-threatening injuries at this time. I want you guys to listen to some of what else he had to say to us.
Well, I actually live in the neighborhood. I live a block away. I heard the sirens myself. As I said, this is quite an outlier. This is generally a very safe neighborhood. I was out here with my 3-month-old son about an hour ago. So obviously very shook up and concerned for the victims. But this is an extreme case, and we hope to not see this anymore.
Now, SFPD is urging anyone with any more information to come forward to talk to them on their tip line, and they're urging the general public to avoid the area for now. I'm live in the Mission. Tim Johns, ABC 7 News.
All right, then. San Francisco. Another MS, and then, hey, things become normal now, so yeah.
Plane crashing at North Perry Airport in Pembroke Pines.
Local 10's Roy Ramos is live right now from the scene. Roy, what can you tell us?
Well, we are right off of Pines Boulevard and University here at North Perry Airport, and off in the distance you can see that plane right there in the grass, heavily damaged. I want to take you now to Sky 10, where you can see up above Pembroke Pines police surrounding that along with other rescue units. I can tell you that just a few moments ago, the pilot was pulled from that aircraft, placed on a stretcher, and then put in the back of an ambulance. That ambulance now rushing that man to the hospital where we believe he's being treated for his injuries. I can tell you that he was still alert at the time that he was transported. Right now we're working to find out what caused this plane to crash down. I can tell you that just a few moments ago I spoke with a man who was out here who says he saw that plane just moments before it landed in the grass here. He says the plane dove to pick up a banner, and just as it was going up into the air, appeared to have stalled and then came crashing down in the grass that you are looking at right there. As we come back out to the
Great Glory, Perry Airport, we've been doing a lot of story on them there in Pembroke Pines. I used to work over there, and we told those people, but nobody believe us. So, and yeah, they don't want to believe us, and that's on them. Great Glory. This guy, he survived though. All right, he survived.
This massive fire in South Phoenix at this time near 35th Avenue and Lower Buckeye Road. This is a pallet fire, and it is being seen for miles.
Yeah, it's been burning for well over an hour now. This is a little south and west of the Lower Buckeye Jail. Southwest of the Durango Curve. The glow and smoke visible from miles away. This is a view right now from an ADOT cam. This fire again erupted about an hour ago.
And again, the flames have just grown over time. This is a live look from Sky Fox. You can see how massive those flames are. Fox 10's Lauren Clark is on the scene. She just got off the phone with Todd Keller with Phoenix Fire, and she has new information for us. Lauren, are you there?
I am, Christina and John. I mean, what an immense fire this is, first of all. We are, a few miles away from where the fire is at for our safety, say officials, because they are currently battling this blaze as we speak. Todd told me, I was just on the phone with him moments ago, that over 100 firefighters are fighting this fire right now. He says they're in a defensive position trying to get this under control. According to him, this is a pellet business, so they make wood pellets. So you can imagine when you have a fire in this equation, it's like matches. It completely implodes, and the fire burns very quickly, and it spreads very, very quickly. Now, we were able to get video from Sky Fox, as you see, and our incredible photographer, Alfredo Caspar, actually very close to the action. He was able to get some incredible shots, of course, within a safe distance there. But he describes to me really just seeing those wood pellets.
Again, fiery conflagration of the city. Those things gonna keep happening, and it's gonna get worse. What you're going to hear in the very near, well, not very near future, a few next coming months or weeks, they're going to burn entire neighborhood, going to be burned out. Entire neighborhood, instead of those pallets or places. And how long we are into this thing right here. Oh boy, all right, I gotta hurry up and done with this thing. Okay. So this is see, this is in Ukraine. That's the water, okay? That's the vent. That's the water. When they break the dam. And then they're dropping bombs.
Yes, daughter!
Okay, that's in Ukraine. The Ukrainians are catching hell over there. Okay, that's her house.
Там спать было удобно.
So yeah. All right. So people don't understand. Well, a lot of people know that you 83 you flooded a lot of black town like that. Okay, you build dam over them, not because you need the dam for hydroelectric or anything like that. You just you came into this town. Okay, you kill everybody, you take all their wealth, and then you flooded it out and hide your sins. And this is what you're looking out there. And the Russian, I'm not quite sure who did this. They break this thing and then they bury the town below. Bury the town below. And I believe 4 years ago or 5 years ago. Okay. Okay. All right. They're getting. Now the guy went and get his dog.
Иди сюда! Я сзади беру. Не покусаются? Давай!
Okay, so that's this Haitian's real right here. Okay, those people are catching hell. All right, they are finding little dogs and cats, and then they're still dropping bombs, man. They are still dropping bombs. They're bombing each other. Try to force this thing. Oh, damn, that thing fell really close to them. Damn. Hey, great glory, man. You know, it's time for you guys. Well, what they are showing here, they are showing the dogs and everything, but they never show the two-legged dogs. Okay. Oh, damn. Oh, you guys see that? Good grief. All right, let's put it in slow-mo. Let's put it in slow motion. Right there, right there. Oh. Oof. Yep, those folks are catching hell over there. Yep.
Воу-воу-воу-воу-воу. Вот это нихера земля под ногами затряслась. Кран, смотри, падает.
Yeah, you folks have flooded a lot of black town. And
Судячи з цього, вона постраждала більш за все, тому що ви бачите рівень води, просто дорожні знаки плавають, а це лінії електропередач. Ось, просто бачите, це пішохідний перехід. Ось така ситуація. Це просто...
Crazy. All right. I believe that's a town that's flooded, and they don't show you the two-legged one, but Michigan, that's 5 years ago. Michigan dam, failure. Happened 4 or 5 years ago. 3 years ago? That's when it happened? I thought that was 5 years ago. That didn't happen too long. Yes, in 2020 it happened. 2020. Okay. Let me see.
So much water piling in, it was only a matter of time before the Sanford Lake Dam broke and the water started rushing down into the river, taking everything. in its path.
Yeah. Oh, crap. Yeah, so the RV, the houses, all of that was in 2020, May 2020. Okay, and then that's when the plague really started hitting those people in March, and then in May. And I'm like, you know what? I gotta bring this to the Esau's Trouble, man. That's when we just started making the Esau's Trouble. So, and all those people houses, they were all gone. Yeah, they were all gone. That was May 2020. Fell in the dams. There's a guy. He owned a lot of Pontiac. The guy had a museum of Pontiac. I'm gonna see if I can pull him up.
Devastating. Yeah.
This thing is too loud. Dam failure. He had Pontiac, whatever. Pontiac Museum. Yeah, I forgot the kind of Pontiac that he has.
Of course, President Trump in our neck of the woods today, and while he was here, we learned that he's approved Governor Whitmer's request for a federal emergency declaration for those affected by this week's devastating floods in Midland County. And as the floodwaters recede, the extent of the damage becoming clear in places like the village of Sanford. Take a look at live drone pictures here above Sanford Lake, which is now disappearing the way Wixom Lake did. Let's get to Sean Lang, who's live on the ground.
That's what you people did. You flooded a lot of black town like that, so, you know, things turn up on your own head.
It's just amazing to watch, Sean.
Devin, the second time in 2 days we've seen this right at this hour. Another Michigan lake disappeared.
Sean Lay. All right, then. I didn't cut that back then because we didn't have the lave knowledge back then. But anyway.
Appearing before our very eyes. Take a look behind me. This is what's left of Sanford Lake. There's not going to be much left in the next few hours or days. Look clear across into the middle of the lake. You see the lake bottom. This is naturally occurring. The pressure on the Sanford Dam was just too great. The levee gave way, so this is a slow drain. Far different than when the Wixom Lake, the dam there, broke free, sending a wall of water right down this way into the village of Sanford. In fact, there tonight, one man is still looking for parts of his car collection.
Yeah.
This hoist right here had that white one on it.
Tim Evans is finding.
Then there's 4 Fieros in the back.
Yeah, he had a specific Pontiac. I forgot the name, but they should say the name here.
Parking lot.
His Fieros.
Yeah, Pontiac Fieros. He bought all of them. Those were like the worst car. He bought all of them. He had a bunch of Pontiac Fieros, and they all gone.
All locked down. The flood took them all up.
Pontiac Fieros.
That was about $7,000.
A famous Fiero collection.
That was $10,000.
Now scattered all over the village of Sanford. 13 Fieros were at his shop and museum called Fieros Forever.
It's a Fiero fix-up place. We love the Fiero.
But late Tuesday, the Tittabawassee River began to rise, neighbors jumping in to help Tim move his cars.
We had them all up on Main Street out of the water when we left town, and later that night we saw them floating down the road. That was heartbreaking too, because the community came together and pulled those Fieros out of the water initially, and then they got flooded anyway.
While we were still doing that is when the dam broke up there, and we had just a few minutes to get out of here.
And yes, Tim was able to flee in a Fiero.
I did. I left and I went around the block, and we had just put the battery in. There's a few, maybe 1 or 2 that I don't know where they are.
Did you catch that? There's 1 or 2 that Tim does not know.
Got a Fiero thing. Just showing me the plague been going on upon them for a while. That happened when Trump was saying, when the country like down, Trump was like, free this, free Michigan, free that. And those scumbag went downtown Michigan, they lifted the thing, and which made this stuff really worse. So that was 3 years ago. Till now, I don't think this place ever been fixed. Everybody that was living there, they all lost their property.
Had to go over a few feet to be able to intervene in this altercation. The 34-year-old suspect was immediately arrested, and we're told by witnesses in the area that 34-year-old suspect is a homeless man. He is known to this neighborhood. They say up until now he had never shown any signs of violence.
Two individuals were arguing, almost fist fighting in the middle of the street. Maybe went on for 2 or 3 minutes. I turned my head to continue walking up the block, and then I heard people yelling. Turned around, and there was blood gushing out of the individual's chest.
When I went to the corner, the guy was already on the floor bleeding.
All right, let's see who's this dude first name is. You know, the angels are in the midst. A lot of things are going on, and so what happened? Crazy things. Oh, there was a video. See, excuse me if I can find it. If I find it, I won't play it.
And the cop was trying to resuscitate him, but I don't think he made it because he lost a lot of blood.
The NYPD says that 36-year-old victim was stabbed somewhere in his torso. That is what led to him losing so much blood that when he arrived at Bellevue Hospital, he was pronounced deceased. Obviously, it's very early in this investigation, so that victim's name has not yet been released.
Okay, taxi driver, let me see. Taxi driver gets stabbed. Not this one. There was it happened. There was like an African guy who was a driver, and then somebody didn't pay him. He got out of the car. He was like, "Yo, pay me my money, pay me my money," and the guy stabbed him. And he lifted up his shirt, and the blood was gushing out, and then he put the shirt back down. Yeah. It was really bad, man. Crazy people out there, man.
Lose all of her belongings, but sadly, she also lost her puppy. Felice Romero visited with her today. Felice, she's back in a place she never wanted to go back to.
Yeah, Julie, Tessa, Diane Baldonado has struggled with homelessness before. She tells me her trailer was her safe haven, and now she finds herself having to rebuild her life after a devastating fire. Diane Baldonado can barely hold back the tears.
I've been here forever. I don't know what's going to happen now.
Talking about how much her little home off Manal meant to her.
Just memories in there, just different memories.
On Monday, she stepped out to drop off her son at work, only to come home to smoke and flames.
I got stuck, like frozen. I didn't know what to do, like if to run in here or what. But my neighbor, her husband was trying to water it down because, you know, if anything, the branches here would have caught on fire and then they would have been on fire.
Her nightmare was only beginning when she realized her 2-month-old Chihuahua, Petunia, was still in the trailer.
That was hard because prior to that, I wanted to take her with me that day. But she gets like a little wild, like a wiggly worm, you know, and she was acting wild every time I would go driving. So I said, no, you got to stay, you know, but she wanted to come with me and she didn't. I didn't let her.
Baldonado's late husband left her the trailer after he passed. Her safe haven she took pride in decorating.
My daughter's pictures were there. She just recently graduated and we had her baby pictures.
And that's the proper call of the saints, you know. It's the proper call of the saint, you know, make them black again. And you see why this thing happened. Crazy.
Her baby pictures, her photos from when she was a baby, and they're all gone, you know. We don't have pictures of that anymore.
All the memories.
My husband, my jewelry that my husband gave me.
Now she's leaning on the community for support.
I'm going to give you a resource card as well.
The Red Cross is helping her with a hotel for a few nights, and Albuquerque Community Safety is helping them out the rest of the month.
Great glory. All right. Here's a funny video that you may not find so funny.
You've seen those ads touting gold as an investment. Well, all these people were so confident in one gold company, they poured their life savings into it. Then they say they got robbed. Lisa Guerrero investigates.
You see them everywhere, especially on cable.
Protect yourself from outrageous inflation. Buy gold.
Ads selling gold as a great investment in times of economic distress, like the pandemic.
There's only one asset class that performs consistently well in times of economic turmoil.
But all these folks say the gold investments offered by a different company called Regal Assets caught their eye.
Regal Assets is the only gold company endorsed by celebrity investors, such as Laura Ingraham.
The only company I trust with the process is Regal Assets.
When I decided that I wanted to protect my money, I looked at different companies and I was impressed with Regal Assets.
Lawrence Fernandez, a retired CBS TV editor, says he invested nearly everything he had, over $1 million. But he says all that gold never came.
It's out in the ether somewhere. It just vanished.
Fernandez and all these other investors are now part of a Facebook group calling themselves Victims of Regal Assets. Altogether, they say they've lost over $10 million.
How much money did you end up losing altogether?
All of it. All of it.
Your entire life savings?
Yes.
Now, why is this happening? You see, the Mighty One, what he's been doing, he really been making those people running around like a chicken with his head cut off. What it did, he allows, I'm talking about the Most High God Almighty, he allows a bunch of conspiracy theories to take over and spread it their fear garbage. Well, the elite going to crash the economy so they can come up with a new world order, and gold is going to be the main thing. If you ain't got no gold, Elon Musk is buying all the gold, Bill Gates is buying all the gold, Warren Buffett, those guys going to rule the world, the Pope and the Queen and all the Rockefeller, the Rothschild, they want everything. He allowed those backwarded scumbags to put that fear out there. And you got all those people believing this garbage, the New World Order, which we told you the New World Order came here in 1492 and the fourth part. It was already in the first, second, third part, destroying all people, but it came here in 1492 when Christopher Columbus landed in Haiti, okay? When he got out of the boat, he walked up to the Haitians over there, which was the real Haitian that you see over there. That's the people that were over there and still there, not some Indian-looking folk like the modern Indian. No, they were the Haitian that you see here. He met the priests, the Levites over there. He just got out of the boat. He walked up to them. He said, "Where is the Mount of Christ? Where is the temple of Solomon? Where is it?" And he was not joking. And then he started railing on all people. The moment they start beating him up so they can show him where it is. The guy was brutal. Okay, Christopher Columbus was like the first Hitler, so to speak. All right. So now those people came in with their New World Order. Now their New World Order, which is still it's kind of like done now. And then the Old World Order will come back, which is us, the guy you hear listening and talking to this video. Okay, our people, we are the Old World Order. We will come back and put the world in its place again and rule and in righteousness. So therefore, we are the proper order that will thrive with the world. Those guys were the New World Order. Your Bill Gates, your Warren Buffett, your Elon Musk, your gold buying scumbags. Those guys were already in that New World Order garbage. It's not like they're going to come in and do it again. They already did it. Okay? They hide history. They make you believe that this economy that they've been getting rich upon, okay, Bill Gates make all his millions now. He owned pretty much everything. All those Elon Musk, all those guys, they own everything. And then now what they're going to do, they're going to crash everything again so they can build it better so they can come back on top again. As if they were at the bottom. As if they were at the bottom. And people are like, well, the last would be the first and the first would be last. It's time for us, the little men, to come back. And then when the elite fell, we're going to be back. And then if you don't have any gold, you won't be able to buy anything. So you got all those people listening to that garbage, okay? All of them, they're Fox News watcher. All right? That woman, Ingram or Linda or whatever her name, she used to be on one of those Fox News a host or whatever. So they listen to those garbage, and a lot of our people involve themselves in this. That's why a lot of our people lost money in that cryptocurrency garbage. A lot of people came into me and said, Big Levi, you need to tell our people to invest their money in cryptocurrency and bitcoins and all that. And I told them, oh hell no. Oh hell no. Cash is king. Although cash is useless, is fiat. As long as you can get your cash in your hand, that's why we have the $5 challenge, then you're king. It's not in the bank, it's not in cryptocurrency, it's not in the gold, it's in your hand. Something happened, the bank you still got cash in the house. People running around and killing themselves and do all sort of things. You got plenty of cash in the house. You don't care. Like, yo, I don't give a crap, man. You know, hey, you guys want to go out there and do crap. I don't care. Everything is good with me. I got my cash here. No, those people were following those online scumbags, and they went and invest all their money, $1 million in this regal assets or whatever, because it got the Ronald Reagan, and you know, Reaganomics, trickle down economy. The rich get richer and the poor, they get a little bit rich too, because the rich give them something. So that's why they ship all those jobs to China, and now China is like far ahead of all of them. And those people, they lost all the money because they like to listen to conspiracy theories. This video, excuse me. 100% they are not human. I'm not going to play. I'm gonna play this video apart. It's gonna be a special video, probably 10-5 minutes. It's gonna be apart. I'm not gonna play it in this to show you what those people love. Things like that. They love when somebody come over there and explain the unexplainable or alien and stuff like that. They know for a fact the truth, but they heard the truth here. But I heard the truth. I don't like it when it comes from you. I want another guy that don't look like you, but to just look like me, and tell me the truth in another way, an alternative truth. That's what happened to those people. All right?
Still missing $391,760.
So how much money altogether did you and your husband lose through Regal Assets?
$483,000.
It has been very hard. We have to ask for a loan recently.
Okay, $480,000. That's your life saving. You lost it in gold because some guy coming over there and telling you, well, the elite going to give you, make sure you get gold so you can be on top again. This is all greed. You people had your money in the bank or at your home. I believe there's one of the guy here had all the money at the home. You want to invest it so when the economy crash, so you can come back on top again. Because that's what the conspiracy theorists were telling you out there. Well, all of you been deceived.
To pay some bills.
This is the CEO and founder of Regal Assets, Tyler Gallagher.
It's amazing. I don't know if it is now. It's just I can just look at certain people and I know exactly what those people can do and what they are capable of. I can just tell that guy is like shady or is a grifter. But people trust people because, well, they don't look like me and they wear a suit and they kind of like, I don't know, millennial looking. They know what they are talking. They are talking about technology, gold, and the elite conspiracy theorists. I'm gonna dump all my money in there.
Inflation's, it's on the rise.
He lived lavishly in Beverly Hills and was driven around town in a luxury car, chauffeured by Kyle Chernak. He says Gallagher was a loose cannon and often drunk.
He was eating these chocolate-covered mushrooms, the psychedelic mushrooms covered in chocolate.
So
this guy was doing chocolate-covered mushrooms, which this is not what those things are for. Okay, marijuana, mushrooms, and all those things, they're sacred things. But hey, that's what that guy was doing.
He was doing drugs and drinking throughout the day, every day.
Every day.
I mean, greed is a hell of a drug.
Kevin Snyder, who sold investments at Regal Assets for a year before he says he was let go for financial reasons, says Gallagher's top aide was Leah Donoso, the president of the company.
She ran the entire back end with all the shipping and tracking and security of the metals, so I couldn't see how she didn't know. I feel bad for anyone else that gets caught up in whatever she's doing.
Many of the investors we spoke to tell the same story, saying that Leah Donoso happily took their retirement money and then spoon-fed them lies about when they'd receive their gold. But after months of delays and their gold still missing, they say they soon started to fear the worst. We caught up with Leah Donoso in a parking lot in Waco, Texas.
Hi, we'd like to talk to you about Regal Assets.
No comment, thank you.
Did you take advantage of your investors?
No comment, thank you.
So where is Tyler Gallagher today? Well, apparently not in Beverly Hills anymore. He's reportedly moved to the Middle East nation of Dubai, known for its wealth and lively nightlife.
I would tell him to keep running because I want to put him in jail for life. I feel very vengeful. I'm not a forgiving person.
Those are the Christian. I feel very vengeful and I'm not a forgiving person. Wait, if it was that thing that was done to black folks, well, you need to forgive him. Jesus said forgive and forget and don't be vengeful. But when it's come them, my money, dog, I'm vengeful and I'm not a forgiving person, man. I want you to go to jail and I want my money back, My money back, dog. What's up with you? But those are the Christians.
What kind of a man does this?
Well, a white man will do this to you. It was a crooked man. The green screen is terrible on her. All her hair is green. But anyway.
To people like us.
Well, another person that looked like you did this to you. And nobody else.
So God-loving, God-fearing people that are just trying to do good for themselves.
That's another Christian. You guys have the Holy Cross on your neck. You trust another, God-fearing Christian that look like you. And he did this unto you because you trust him when your God told you don't trust men, but you did.
Now, most of these folks say they're left wondering if they'll have to find new jobs instead of enjoying their retirement.
You can see this dude. You can see the face, man. You can literally see this guy. You're like, he's one of those guys, man. They are very young, and he doesn't wear any. He doesn't wear any tie. Got a messed up goatee, his hair. You already see that guy. You're like, man, I don't trust that guy. Any guy that's staying in the garage and show you their car, I don't trust them. But anyway,
it hurts. I had a lot of plans. Now they have to be altered. I want to see justice. I want to see him arrested.
Anytime you see those guys standing in front of those Grammy or Oscar, they're all fake, man. Man.
Tyler Gallagher did not respond to our request for comment. His top aide, Leah Donoso, says she is cooperating with authorities.
Get out of here, man. Great glory. All right, the I-95.
Major interstate collapse in Philadelphia, shutting down traffic in both directions. And just moments ago, Pennsylvania's governor said the disruption could last a number of months. The highway collapsed this morning after a tanker truck carrying hundreds of gallons of fuel burst into flames, creating a trail of black smoke. Officials say the fire is now under control. A massive slab of concrete fell from the interstate onto the road below. Remarkably, officials say no one was injured. But one official said runoff from the fire or possibly broken gas lines were causing underground explosions. Motorists were sent on a 43-mile detour today, and that traffic nightmare will continue into Monday and even longer. ABC's Morgan Norwood leads us off from Philadelphia tonight.
Tonight, part of the East Coast main highway artery, I-95, closed.
Oh my God, the road's fallen.
After a tanker truck fire caused this overpass to collapse in northeast Philadelphia.
Is it in the underpass? Something is ignited. Give me 2 more engines.
Authorities responding to reports of the fire just before 6:30 a.m. local time, encountering an inferno raging under the bridge, sending a dark plume of smoke billowing into the sky. This video appearing to show the overpass buckling, cars still driving on the roadway.
You could feel that the bridge was structurally compromised at that point. It was starting to fall.
Authorities say the northbound side of the highway collapsed minutes after their arrival, and they then contained the fire. Remarkably, no injuries reported from the incident.
Today's going to be a long day, and obviously with 95 northbound gone, and southbound questionable, it's going to be even longer than that.
Travel along the busy corridor thrown into chaos with heavy machinery now clearing the debris. Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro visiting the site late today, coordinating efforts to untangle a travel headache that could last weeks.
The challenges will be real when it comes to traffic movements in the city.
All right, we'll stop right here. And then the other video, I will do it separately. We're going to stop right there. Michael Cowell, the ley line that one on top 95. Busted fire, and then it fell. We keep telling them this thing gonna keep happening, and of course people don't not listen. Even though they are listening, it won't matter because there's nothing you can do. Great glory, beloved, and we're about to do the alien thing, but you'll see it on another video. Alright, shalom. See you on this other video.